Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to Financial Independence channel. So let's look at what happened in the past week and some of the key interesting facts concerning about why Nifty is not scaling above 16,000 or why it is struggling about that area, and a few other issues like TCS and Zomato IPO. Let's all look into that in today's video. So coming back again today, Nifty yesterday made a spinning top candle. So spinning top candle, it is like a bullish pattern only, because considering the other factors, global cues, if you see the market, SGS Nifty had closed at 70 points higher, which is almost close to 100 points considering our close. So market may be opening in a gap up tomorrow. That is one. And it is also in a downtrend now. It is in a serious support. If you see the market, I am continuously saying this, reiterating this again. Market is taking support around this 15,700 area for a long time. So this is going to be a new demand zone. It is already the demand zone, but this is continuing to be created as a new demand zone, which means that further fall is arrested. So after this, market should go up. Any fall 15,700, 15,600 area must be the area where the fall gets arrested. So Monday market may open at 15,800 levels, fill the gap, again move up, or Monday may only fall or fill the gap and then give a climb or give a close to 15,800 levels. So that is my best estimate on for Monday. But again, market is supreme. We may be wrong because on Thursday, our expectations went wrong. So it is not only because of cabinet reshuffle, but there are multiple negative news from the globals also, which means like there are negative cues like delta variations and issues regarding Japan stock markets. So there are many things which went wrong on Thursday. But again, so this is my best estimate for Monday. So let's hope for the best. Again, but people who are carrying CE, please try to book the longs on Monday morning. There may be a gap filling happening. So next, so why Nifty is not ready to scale above 16,000 and why it is struggling around this area. So if you see post the second wave, I mean like the post COVID second wave, the demands had went down considerably. So the government is providing stimulus, that is fine. So the supply area is fine, but the demand area, which is like consumer demands, are getting lower due to various reasons. Like there are many job losses now, job cuts, salary cuts. So even though the liquidity, which is part of the supply area, which has been done from the government, the demand area, which is from the customer support, is started to reduce post the second wave. This was not the case when the first wave came, but the second wave has considerably changed or removed the past demands. So that is one. The next thing is like the banking sector, the non-performing assets, which means like the non-performing assets in sense it is like the retail loans which is unpaid and infrastructure loans. So the non-performing assets have been increased post the second wave. So as I said in the first reason, these are the factors constituting because for the uh, non-performing assets in the banking sector. So if you see all other sectors had performed well and only banking sector is struggling so much to get past its all-time high. So if you see Nifty made a huge upside, but but Bank Nifty it is still struggling to retouch this high of 37,000. So this area which you see is this is a demand area, but the other assets like the other non-performing assets are making this sector to not let it make a very big move. So coming back to Nifty, so these are the two key reasons which are struggling or which are making Nifty hover around this area. So once this gets stabilized, once the like vaccination is completed and post all this like lockdown unlocks, so there it may get stabilized and from there market may start moving upside. So if you see, the demand is only the problem here and the NPAs are only the problem, which is the reason for market to like Nifty to hover around this area. So Bank Nifty, let's look at what happened in Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, if you see, it has again made a cup and handle pattern. So anything above this 35,000 levels, 800 levels should be a huge up move, which should be at least past 36,700 levels. Let's expect that in the next week at least. I am still bullish on the index side, especially on Bank Nifty. I am highly bullish because if you see HDFC Bank above 1,500, so it is made a cup and handle pattern. I am expecting this to be broken in a couple of sessions, but please be cautious. Please be cautious on like the option side. So my best estimate is all for the cash side. Please, like people who are holding the options calls in hope of upside, please go out with a proper hedge. ICC Bank. So ICC Bank, if you see, it has completed its as per harmonic patterns. It has already stopped here. It has, like the fall has arrested here, and it gave a up move. It is like a small, like a hammer-like candle. So I'm expecting post this, like post 644 again, market, like ICC Bank will start moving upside. So the global cues are positive as of now. I'm expecting a positive opening on Monday, and that will trigger other sectors or also, like Bank Nifty to the main heavyweight index HDFC ICC to get past this and start moving on the upside. So if you need further more details on this, I'm keep on reiterating this on every video about HDFC Bank levels and ICC Bank levels. You can refer those videos for that. So TCS, the next stopping point is 3175. So it is 61.8% retracement levels. See, if you see TCS, the results are, like the estimates are good. The results are good post the estimates, but the market is not in a condition to celebrate it, because if you see, as I said in the earlier things, there are many job losses, salary cuts happening in the IT sectors also. So market is not in a condition to celebrate this thing, but it is a decent earning only. It is not a very bad earning, but any opportunity, like any fall further down, this should be considered as an opportunity for a stock like TCS or whatever, like Infi. Infi is going to post results, I think, on 14th July. So this should be considered as an opportunity for the peoples who are accumulating for a long-term investment. So coming to FIDA data, FI had sold for 1,124 crores and DA had bought for 100 crores only. So that panic is still continuing in the market, which happened on Thursday. So that would take at least 1 or 2 days to get stabilized. Let's see for the hope for the Monday market. So the talk of the town is Zomato IPO. So Zomato IPO, whether it is a value by, whether it is a, like business which is the loss making one, there are many things in that, many, like many discussions and buses going on that. See, this is a company which should be valued as a futuristic one. You see, we cannot go with the traditional valuations like how the company performed in the past. So that is a way we will usually identify a stock with fundamental values. But companies like Zomato, this cannot be the only factor which we can go with. because these are futuristic companies and we have to see what are all their future models. If you go to Amazon, and I will show you Amazon, an interesting fact on that. See, this is Amazon stock. I'll go to the monthly time frame. You can see the stock IPO was launched in the year of 1997. So since 1997, it made a high of 112. I mean, like 112 in the year of 1999. It made a double top, then again fell back to close to 3 rupees, 5 rupees. So that was an area where technology was not such a boom. So I mean, like the CEO Bezos was very much confident on his company that future will be technology oriented. So you can see this is in 2001. Again, after making a high of 111, it went to 3 rupees again, 3 to yes, yeah, 5 rupees in the year of 2001. Then again it went a high of 60 rupees in the year of 2004. Again it made 100 rupees in the year of 2008. So if you see, since 1997 to 2007, it was almost a decade it was struggling around this area. You see, you can see 40 rupees again in 2008. So after that, the technology boom came, and look at the way it has developed after that. Now the current thing, the current price is 3,700 levels. So this is the way we have to value up a company like Zomato. So when a futuristic company comes, we cannot use a traditional method to identify them. So there may be many futuristic uh, plans. So we have to wait and see how it performs. So I certainly believe that we will not get a stock like Zomato in the price of 50 to 60 rupees again. I'm sure. I will show you one another example, which is from our Indian IT stock, which is Infy. Again, a monthly chart. Infy was launched in the year of 1996 at the price of close to 2 rupees. So after that, it made a high of 218 in 2000. So 1996 to 2000, it made a 200 rupees move, 220 rupees move. Then again fell down to 35 rupees, made a double bottom in the year of 2003. Then again it made a low of 132 in the year of 2008. So starting from 96 to 2008, it was struggling. So you can see post that 2009, the technology boom came, and then just look at the way how it moved and what is the current price as of now. It is 1,562 rupees as of today's value. So this is the way we have to analyze a company or analyze a futuristic company. So their business models that is entirely different. So we have to wait and see how Zomato performs and what is their plans for the future. So anyone uh, planning for Zomato IPO, so I am sure that they will not get a price like 50 to 60 in future. Maybe it may be a falling for even 10 years. It may be underperforming. Then there may be chances to grow. But as you know, Naukri had already got a good move post these announcements of Policy Bazaar IPO and Zomato IPO. So the real estate stocks, reality sector stocks, I am hoping for a good recovery, and also the hotel stocks. Again, I'm reiterating on this. So post COVID, and I'm expecting a good demand on this. So please consider on that too, and keep that in radar. People holding the existing stocks on the reality stocks, please keep on that. I think the uh, let's see how this GR info. Yeah. GR Infra IPO is launched yesterday. It's a value buy as per me, even though it is a high valued stock as of now. It is close to 800, 850 rupees. But like their performances, their fundamentals are very strong, and they have a very good future plans, and they have a very good business. If you look at the fundamentals, they had a very strong business for the futures also for the at least next 5 years. So I'm expecting that stock to move past at least 900 to 1000 rupees in a period of at least 6 months to 1 year. So that's all, guys. So I hope you like this content. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Have a great weekend. Bye.